thank you so much for taking out time to join us for this event. I know it's super super late for you. Chahat is based out of Atlanta, and she is currently a student at SCAD. She is studying her fine arts. She's doing her MFA, and she is specializing in advertising. Okay. To give her a background, she was a science student in school. Okay. She realized her interest in art and design only in 10th grade, and that is when she chose to do Bachelor of Science in Design and Visual Communication from India. And then she was working with a startup, with a digital marketing startup after bachelor's. And there is where she realized that she wants to kind of major in advertising, and that's when she joined SCAD. Okay. Chahat, we that is just some bit from me, but I'm sure students would like to know a little bit from you in terms of how did you really choose art and design as a career, because you are a science student, right? So how did you know that you're interested in art and design? And so just tell us a little bit about that, and whatever you'd like to add, which you think the students would love to hear, your experiences, etc. Please feel free to. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Thanks for the introduction, Mitali. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to see that you're happy that there's student representation now. So I'm Chahat. I'm currently doing my MFA in advertising at SCAD Atlanta. And oh, Tiasha's here.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Chahat, you go ahead, and then we're going to start with Yasha.
Okay, sounds good. So in school, I was predominantly into science because I just liked science a lot. When I was younger, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, and that progressed from wanting to be a pediatrician to wanting to be a vet to wanting to be an engineer. It was like a lot of different things, but never anything related to advertising or design. But I always had like a love for storytelling. I was always a talkative child and I liked visualizing things. And I think around the ninth or 10th grade, I started participating in like a lot more like art slash craft stuff. And that's when I realized that I was actually good at it. So in the 10th grade, I didn't exactly have the option of taking art, even if I wanted to, because my school only offered science and commerce. And since, like I said, I like science, that's what I picked. But simultaneously, I started reading about design, like trying to hone my design skills and work on them better. Um, and in that sense, I'm not referring to like software skills, but just having an eye for detail around me, understanding how design works, how the industry works, because I knew for sure that for my undergrad, I wanted to do something in design. So I think it's very like easy to say even in my like situation and experience that you never really know what you want to do, and then one day it just like hits you and that's it. You know that that's what you're meant to do, and that's what happened to me when I realized that there was a lot of scope and potential in advertising, because that is storytelling, conceptualization, and visualization, which are just like three of my favorite things combined together. And once I finished school, I applied for my undergrad in a Bachelor of Science in Visual Communication at a university in Chennai itself. I'm from Chennai. And I did my 3 year undergrad course there where I specialized in digital design, graphic design. And then I continue to work as a graphic designer and a bunch of other things as well at a digital marketing startup. And based on that work experience, I saw that I loved this like fusion of design and advertising and marketing. And that was when I decided that the master's that I wanted to do would be in advertising. So that's just a little bit about how I arrived where I am today.
Great. Thank you so much, Chahat. So we have Tiasha with us, and just let me give you a little background on Tiasha. So Chahat started her, of course, did her bachelor's in India then moved to US to pursue her masters. But Tiasha started, she started at School of Visual Arts with a bachelor's degree in graphic design, and she realized that art and design is a career for her at a summer school at UCLA. Right, so that is when she realized that she wants to do, she wants to study design. Right, so quickly, as I said, she is a Bachelor of Finance student specializing in graphic design at School of Visual Arts. She recently graduated, and she's right now based in Kolkata. She's working on a lot of different freelance projects, and she told us during our conversation she might even get a Netflix gig, right? So, so
Let's hope.
putting it out there, Tiasha, right? So,
Thank you.
Tiasha, over to you. I mean, definitely, your students would like to hear more on, your experience at the summer camp and how you
Yes.
kind of, chose to kind of study your bachelor's, right? Please go ahead.
Yes. So my journey begins being a pretty academic, studious type kid. Loved the attention from teachers, and I knew pretty much I was going to do liberal arts. And I was like, "There's no other way to go because I like academia. Let me go towards something that's more academic based." And I just happened to stumble upon this. Arts and it was called DESMA, like Design and Media Arts summer school, and I just went because I don't know, it was like a stroke of luck, I guess. I found it, and then once I went to that class, I was there for about a month, where we were making films, we were designing our own typography, we were out in the open, just stumbling around trying to create sculptures with things we found in the open, and it was so hands on, and I was like, this is a job, like people earn money with this is something I can make my career, because it's a world I was never told about. In our schools, we when somebody says you have an art career, people think that you're going to go into fine arts and painting and stuff like that, and I did not have the patience to do like paintings. Like, I was a very fickle minded child. So when I stumbled upon design, I was like, wow, this is experimental, this is fun, this is bringing the art aspect of it, but with a function. And I felt like it gave me a reason, like it gave me kind of like a focus. Okay, this is not just abstraction, there is a method, because I was kind of like a methodological person. And now it's 2 months before application time, and I have decided that I am going to pursue this design career, and I'm like, what's gonna happen? So really, like, worked like a crazy person trying to build a portfolio that I thought was up to the mark. And I realized that when you're building a portfolio, I didn't have time to think, because I was like, I need a portfolio fast. Like, so I realized in the journey that the more true you are to yourself without really thinking, and more authentic to what your instinct is telling you, that's a good portfolio. So you don't really need a social cause or something narrative and whatever, like that just happens to be the result of your creation. But I learned from that hyper tense time that when I wasn't able to think, I was able to create like the best work. So I applied to a bunch of art colleges, and SVA was on my list, like top of the list from day one, because of its curriculum. Because the curriculum allowed me to dabble in animation, dabble in editorial design, in poster making, like the works. Like, I all I could see was the horizon is super wide, and there is no choice that I have to make, because that was very endearing for me. Like, I can't just decide I want to do animation or I want to do one thing if I haven't tried it. So the curriculum really excited me, and of course, New York City is like their biggest advertiser. So I was like, sure, campus is this city. Let's try this out. And when I got in, I was so ecstatic, and it was all hype. But when I went there, I realized that it's beyond the hype. Like, you kind of join a family, you have a set of professors who actually care for you. They're watching you, not in a hey, I'm watching you, but more like watching you grow, and help you, guide you, be there with you, whether it's in class or whether it's outside class, making where they think that you are suited for another connection, they will make that connection for you, and it's very individualistic. And we really felt heard, we felt seen. And I can say that today I'm a decent graphic designer because of the base that SVA set up for me. Like the foundation classes, the kind of training they give you, you are always thinking. And it's not like, I have to work, but they've given you a challenge that you kind of can't stop thinking about. So it's very exciting. You're always surrounded with people from the animation department, from the photography department. You are exchanging ideas, and it's typical to have interdepartmental friends. And you have the best time. We watched. I didn't know what drag shows were, and one of my costume design majors kind of was like, "You don't know what drag is? It's the biggest costume kind of display that there is," and that helped me in my design. So it's such an exchange. Like the environment is so full of exchange that it just like my heart lives there. I've graduated, but my heart lives at SVA. That's just how it is.
That's so good to hear. You know, uh, I mean, these are the experience I think each student who's present here wants to really hear. They want to hear from students. How they chose, what they experienced, where they are now. So thank you so much again for joining us with this panel. Chahat, Piyasha spoke, about SVA and how it helped her to kind of, shape her career and, all of that. We would like to hear from you because we, during our interactions, you did tell us that, you all have something called as CAD Pro, right, which
Mm-hmm.
allows you
Mm-hmm.
to kind of interact with the industry and do live projects. So why don't
Mm-hmm.
you just tell us about your experience at SCAD?
Sure, yeah. So I have been at SCAD, or I've been studying at SCAD for the past 5 quarters. So that's like a little more than a year. I started online because I just happened to apply for my master's. Right when COVID started, I quit my job to apply for my master's on March 21st. And on March 22nd, lockdown was imposed. It's unreal how that happened, but it did. But anyway, I started online, and I had a great experience from the get-go. Like everybody is usually hesitant about doing anything related to an arts course online because art on its own is so practical and it's hands-on. Um, but I think just because of how well established the curriculum is, how well trained the professors are in what they're doing, all of them are like industry experts. They know how to bring that in person classroom feeling to Zoom as well. So, for the 2 quarters that I did online, I never felt the lack of anything apart from like in person interaction, which anyway wasn't very high during the pandemic. So, we kind of like, you know, were okay with that. And then in March, I came to Atlanta. And since then, I've just been having the most amazing time. Like Piyasha said, I noticed the same thing in SCAD as well, that professors and anybody that you interact with will honestly go out of their way to introduce you to new opportunities, encourage you to try new things. I'm an advertising student, but in my course, I have an option of taking electives. So let's say 1 quarter I'm interested in learning like luxury fashion management. I have an option of taking a course in that. So in general, their courses, the way the curriculum is set up is extremely flexible, and that is one of the things that really drew me to SCAD. Um, I am a graphic designer by profession who has a high interest in advertising. And like I said, it's like a combination of the two that I really wanted to pursue. And it just so happened that SCAD's curriculum was exactly that for advertising. It's like advertising with an emphasis on design, which is what I was looking for, right? Um, every single class that I've had till now, even if it's something like strategy, which is something I've been doing at my job, or typography, which is obviously something that I've worked with before, every class feels like a challenge. There are like some projects that the professors introduce, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know if I'm going to know what to do here. But of course, a lot of time has passed now, so I know that initially I feel like that, and they really push you to step out of your comfort zone. Like if your professors see that you're constantly doing projects having the same design style, same sort of mindset, same sort of like approach, they will ask you to move away from that and work on something else. So in general, as a whole, I think the professors, the environment, the atmosphere over there, it doesn't feel competitive. It feels encouraging and motivating. And it in general just makes you want to do better and learn more. It really facilitates learning without it feeling forced in a way. So, like I said, SCAT's classes are great. Apart from that, most classes in the MFA degree have a graduate internship that they definitely have to do. So that actually contributes to credits for your class. Apart from that, Mitali, as you mentioned, we have something called SCAT Pro, which is working on live projects with clients out in the real world. So there are specific brands and companies that reach out to SCAD and say that, hey, I have this project or this, branding or whatever it may be that they need to work on. And they say that they would like for certain SCAD students to work on it. And so these different projects, along with the company and the brief, are introduced to us every single quarter. And if we're eligible for it, we need to apply, and then it goes through like a round of selection. So there are two rounds usually where the client along with the two professors in charge like go through all the applications in the portfolios as a round of interviews, and then there's a second round of the same thing. And then it's anything I think between 12 to 20 students working on a single project who directly interact with these clients on a weekly basis because of our classes, and then we create something for the brand. So even though it's not quote unquote like official work experience, it is still experience, and it does contribute and look great on your profile. And plus, it's you learn so much because it is actually working in the real world.
Great, great. Thank you, Chahat. I think that was really insightful. And we already have few questions that students are asking. And so, guys, we are going to take all your questions. So, if you have any questions for Chahat and Tyasha, please put it in the chat box and we'll try to take as many as we can, though we have less time. So, I think the last question, and if you can just sum it in maybe one word, and before we move out to the question and answer round, would be like, there are so many art and design schools right now too. At the event we have some fabulous, like 18 really good art and design schools that have joined us. Like, how did you really shortlist one? I mean, I'm sure as a student it would be so difficult to narrow down on that one school where you feel, okay, this is the school I want to go to. So we want to hear from you as how you did it. What were the things that you looked for and said, yes, this is the school that I want to go to. So if you can just quickly let us know, and then we are going to take all the question and answers. So students, please put your questions in there and we'll try to cover as many as possible. Thank you. Satyasha, we can start with you maybe.
For me, it was pretty straightforward. It was money, whichever was the cheapest one, because the schools in the US can be super expensive, and even I was given scholarships, but they did not compensate enough for the lifestyle. And thank God that SVA was gave me whatever little scholarship they gave me. I wasn't on full scholarship. I was on some like 2-3K a year kind of scholarship, but it's the only way I can say is that my I followed my gut. Number one, stuck to what I knew felt right. Number two, the money aspect just happened to be aligning itself to my university choices. And I think the way I tested which university was right for me is their website. I feel like SVA's website was so hi come, and like it just grabbed my attention. And I tell everyone this, like, whatever feels right, you can't be so in your head about it. Like, if you read something, if you felt some connection to the university, it's probably the one for you.
Very nice. Chahat, yes, quickly.
I just picked a bunch of universities that had a curriculum that I liked, but I also had no idea how to go about it. So I got in touch with an education counselor, and they helped me with the process because I had no idea how to write an SOP, like what my portfolio needs to have or anything.
Right.
And since it's a master's degree, they are very specific about these sort of things. So for me, it was the curriculum because I knew what I wanted to learn. I knew what I didn't know and what I really wanted to venture into, and that was my primary focus.
Great, great. Thank you for that. So I think what we're realizing here, research is everything, right? If you
Hmm.
know a what you're looking for, of course,
Yeah.
and b if you do your research well,
Yep.
like Siyasa spoke about the price point and the curriculum, and Chad said for her curriculum was the most important thing. So I think it all boils down to what you would like to do in terms of what do you want, like are you looking at a price point, are you looking at scholarships, what kind of specializations do you want to do you want an internship or don't you want to, so basically it boils down to that, and then eventually it's the research you do, interactions that you do with the faculty members, perhaps reaching out to the admission officers, and then coming to a decision. So thank you so much for that. Now there are a lot of questions related to finances, and someone is asking about are diplomas better. So I'm just going to try and take one by one, and any one of you all can answer that. Yeah, so I think the first thing, I think since we are talking about finances, Himanshi is asking, how did you guys manage your finances? And I think Himanshi, do you mean tuitions or the living costs? I think she's trying to ask the overall. So if you could help.
In I can just speak about my experience right now. So when it comes to paying like tuition and all that, my father's still paying for me, like my family is still paying for me. I'm not working here to be able to pay for that. But as international students, most universities offer the option of doing an on-campus job. So I have three on-campus jobs currently, and I make a good amount of like 250 to $300 like every 2 weeks, which isn't a massive amount, but it works for me like to be able to like run errands, buy my groceries, do all that kind of stuff. But in general, the best way to manage your finance, I think, is being extremely mindful about how much you're spending, because the one thing that everybody notices when they come from India to the US is the difference in currency. Naturally, there is such a massive like conversion difference. And so in your head you keep converting every single thing to Indian rupees, which is not the best feeling. But I think it's extremely important to be mindful about the expenditure that you can control. So in my case, not eating out as much, not buying things unnecessarily, trying to like walk to places or take public transport as much instead of like taking an Uber or something like that. Because something like your university tuition is not in your control. The scholarship is, yes, but the tuition isn't. And neither is your rent to a great degree. So the bits that you can control are a lot smaller, but in the long run, they do actually make a huge difference.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for that. Yash wants to know, diplomas are way cheaper than bachelor's and master's. So, should we go for diplomas in graphic design? Because this is a more country specific question. He's asking, should we go for a graphic design in Canada and be safe with that choice? So, I think yes, there are so many diplomas available, right? So, what he wants to ask is it okay really to do these diplomas? Yeah. So,
I I think like the more I learn about what is available out there, knowledge wise, I think that I always advise people actually to do diplomas, because we as young people should challenge this hierarchy that I need a degree to be good at something. Like especially graphic design. I'm not talking about like being a doctor, because let's be honest, we need some trained doctors out there. But I feel like whatever is budget friendly. Like I don't know if I'll be doing a master's, but I'm constantly doing online diploma courses to like upgrade myself. So I personally think that I have met a lot of graphic designers who may not have had a degree, but they have a great portfolio. They have a great mind. So don't let a degree kind of stop you from exploring other things. I think we are the age to challenge whatever hierarchy system that exists. So you know we should take that risk. If we don't, who will?
wow, well said, Tiyasha. So Lavanya is asking, and this question is particularly for Chahat. So she's asking that I see that Chahat did her masters from abroad. She's currently in 12th grade and she's planning to do a bachelor in design from India and then do a master's from abroad. So, what are your opinions on bachelor abroad versus master abroad? And I think we have best two students to answer this because we have Tiasha is a she has done her bachelor's and Chahat is pursuing her master's. So I think both of you all can answer, but Chahat, please begin.
So, Lavanya, I did my bachelor's in India only because at that point I wasn't ready to leave home. And I think that is something that really makes a difference in the sense there is a very huge difference between deciding to leave home at that age of like 17, 18, because that's a completely different learning experience as opposed to learning as much as you do in that little adult phase as an undergrad student and then coming to the US. So, or any place abroad. So, I would say that you could decide based on what your course is. I think that is what my suggestion would be, because for me, it was personal choice. And for a lot of people, it comes down to just that, whether they feel ready to leave home, whether they want to leave home at that point, just to be able to, learn more and step out of your comfort zone. So it depends on whether you're ready to do that and also the financial aspect as well.
Wonderful. Tiasha, do you want to add to that?
I actually totally agree with Chahat. I was complete opposite, where I was like ready to leave India. I was like, oh my god, like I am being told I can't go out here, I can't go out there. I'm like, I need to leave this country where people are telling me not to do things. But uh, again, my dad was the one who was like, it's so funny because my thing's the exact opposite of Chahat. Because my dad was like, look, I can finance you now, but I can't finance you later. So if you choose to do your bachelor's, wherever you do, that's the only thing I'm financing for you. So then I was like, oh my god, this is my ticket. This is the one time I'm going to be able to do something that I don't have to pay for. So I was like, out of India. But then I went out of India. I had a great time. But after second year, I'm like, Mummy, I miss India. But I feel like that missing for me became a really good aspect of me connecting my design to India, because I was missing it so much that I was like culturally exploring India without knowing that I was like craving it. So it for me also, it was very financially driven. Basically, I knew that when I got older I would not have a backup net to make sure this happens. So I wanted that experience to see, is this what I want to do or is this not what I want to do. So yeah.
Wow, it's so good to hear from you guys. I'm sure students there are really enjoying, and we can just go on and on. And I have like 10 more questions that I could ask you, but we actually we are already at 1:30. But I'm gonna take a last question. I think we are gonna wrap up after that, and I think this is a very important question that Shagun is asking. How is campus life and living life in an art school? Because we all know about university life and going abroad, and that itself is so different, and here we are talking about the art school. So how does that feel?
I think I have a really funny story to share for this. I was staying at the dorms for SVA. Like, it's a rule, you have to stay first semester, first year, you have to stay in the dorm. And every day, everyone from the building used to go to the basement to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and paint on the walls. And there was a day where it was assigned that the first year students come and the whole wall is given to you. You have paint supplies and everything. And every art student, whether you're an animation major or a graphic design, illustration, whatever, we all paint the basement together, and it stays like that for a whole year. So the whole time you're in the residency, you're like, we made this is our home, this is like our place. And that's one thing I think connected all of us art wise. Like, all of us brought all our styles together and in a community. And all of us, the next couple of weeks we're talking about it, like, oh my god, did you see Tiasha's panda, did you see this person's that, did you see whatever. So it became a great point of contact where all of us were like, yes, so all of us are on this wall, and it created a great sense of camaraderie, and you felt like you were part of that oneness. So art school communities, I thought, were, at least for me, was, it was very inclusive. There was no one who was, everybody was basically judging what you've created, and if it's ugly, it's even better. They're like, oh my god, it's so ugly, it's so good. So there's no judgment, and it was just great. That's all I can say.
Wonderful. Chahat,
Yeah, I resonate with that in the sense I lived on campus just for 1 quarter and then I moved out. But in general, the atmosphere at an art school, I think, is very lively, and it you just feel like you're in a creative space. I don't know how to explain it, but the people that you interact with, the way the colleges are built, like the kind of paintings you have around, the way the furniture is, like all of that in a huge way contributes to the way that you feel in the university.
So
So
true.
you feel very accepted, you feel like no judgment. Again, there's I mean, you will obviously meet people that have this definition of good art and bad art and whatnot, but for the most part it's very lively and very welcoming. So I think that is something that might set art school apart from like an engineering college or
Yeah.
like medicine or whatever.
wonderful. It was great chatting with you both, and there are so many questions that students want to know, and unfortunately, we cannot take it all. But guys, the university booths are still open for next 30 minutes, and I think your questions are very specific. Best college for art and design. Where can I study this? So I think those are the questions. You should go into each of these booths, check out what programs they have, speak to the representatives, and I'm sure you will get all your answers. But for this session, we have to stop now. But is there a way, Chahat, Tiasha, the students, if they want to reach out to you, is there a way they can do that?
Yeah,
Um,
I don't mind sharing my email, and you guys can shoot us questions if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, I could either connect with y'all on LinkedIn or you could just send me emails. Yeah, that would work.
Sure, sounds good. We can share. You can put your emails that you would like to be reached on maybe in the chat box,
Okay.
and I think their LinkedIn profiles. You can access them. You can look for them and access it. But if y'all don't mind, y'all can put your emails out there so students can reach out to y'all. Great, thank you. Perfect. That's wonderful, you guys. I think this was one of the fabulous sessions I have ever hosted. You guys have been awesome. The energy has been amazing. I'm sure the students enjoyed this session, and I am, my heartfelt gratitude to you both that you could attend this session today and add so much value to the students who were present here. So thank you very much for joining, Chahat and Tiasha. I'm sure students are going to reach out to you anyway through your email. So thank you, and yes, enjoy
Thank
the.
you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. And again, if anybody wants to reach out to us, they can, and we'll do our best to help.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to
Thank
end this
you.
session, but the booths are still open for 30 more minutes. Please join them. Yeah. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.